all the internal organs have been removed and replaced with Beanie Babies sewn back into the carcass of this young lady's body that washed up on the banks of the Hudson River. Man, that's one sick carnival worker we're looking for.
I'm harder than you after a super sub from Chicago.
No.
Oh, I thought I was supposed to tag it.
No, then it goes to the sound
Oh,
effect.
I don't know. I never watched
So
the fuck.
you, then me, then Shane.
I just go. I don't know.
I thought it was great. Do it again.
What was the weird boner thing?
Oh, I was calling back to your super sub thing.
Why would you have a boner at the crime scene?
I was just making a joke. I don't know. Sure.
If you
We
just
might
throw it in randomly, throw it in randomly during the
and
whole
also
time.
we're gonna try. Let's just try like.
And I don't have my headphones on, so I won't know when it comes up.
Let's spitball 6 or 7 of these.
This is it. This is the show. It's happening now. But if
Do you think
somebody,
that's what they say when somebody comes with a dog shit script for the show?
yeah, but if they just put the sound effect in when it isn't necessary, oh man,
there it is again.
I gotta go have a coffee with iced tea right now. Also, iced tea was in this.
Okay.
Iced tea.
All right, we're doing this. Like, everybody, this is no accounting for taste. The only podcast that is as hungover in this room right now as they were on the last episode.
Pal, you're good with words. You know that, man?
I think the gym is dumb.
Did Rachel walk in the room? Of course I've eaten a Baconator.
Man, if you ain't doing CrossFit, you can get cross-buff.
You're right. A long burger's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
That's your sitcom right there as a Mr. Fix-It-All who just can't fix his heart.
We will not be defending Atlantic City.
No accounting for taste. If it's something that somebody loves, let's try and celebrate it instead of shitting on it.
All right, everybody. God damn it. We blew the intro again. We'll get it.
This is wee shit, man.
Hey, motherfucker, we're a team. We're partners. Like iced tea and the Italian.
Which is also a combo you can get from Jimmy John's.
Calling back to the sub joke.
There we go.
We did it. Bam, bam. Bam, bam.
Oh,
Yeah.
SVU.
Special Victory Unit.
Saucy Vittles Unit.
What's up, Virginia? You looking good. Unit.
Sandy Vacuums Unit.
Sorry, Veronica. Go.
Susie Vesuvius Unit. If that's not somebody's name, Susie Vesuvius out there.
Susan Veronica Ursula?
Susie Vesuvius, like a roller derby name.
That's pretty good. I like that for a roller derby name.
Beats like Fat Tammy or whatever they call themselves.
Have they done a roller derby episode of SVU?
There's 1,000 of them, probably.
Like, there are literally 1,000 episodes, right?
Well, I don't know about literally, but there's a whole bunch.
Yeah. Oh, man.
This is not a topic we're qualified, but
No,
that's what podcasts are for.
Yeah, people-
being unqualified,
people
being
love
white, straight male, and unqualified to talk about something.
That's right. Welcome to the Joe Rogan Experience.
Law and Order Skate or Die from 2009.
Oh. Good video game, too.
Skate or Die. It was roller derby?
Uh-huh. They have the bipolar roller.
That's a good... Is that what she called herself, or are they throwing a nickname at her?
I think it's just a nickname.
Oh, because if that's what you just called yourself on skate.
The bipolar
All
roller.
right, I'm paying attention here.
Yeah, you're a fun lady. Kyle, what is your experience with this long-running, keeps the lights on for a network television show?
For the life of me, I would never know when it's on, like when an episode premieres. But the reliability of knowing, like, you get to, like, for being on a road gig, getting to the hotel, like, I just want to fall asleep. I think it's a little bit sick on my part. but knowing that there's gonna be that USA is gonna just
Or
be playing,
TNT or one of-
TNT is
one
gonna
of-
be playing some Law and Order all day,
Yeah.
and knowing like there's a rhythm to them. It shouldn't be calming. It shouldn't be what makes it easy to fall asleep to, but it's easy to ignore.
It's very familiar, though.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like why I find comfort in chain restaurants on the road is like I know exactly what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can see the appeal. I've never watched the show, but I see the appeal in that
Even
feeling.
though it's a crime against humanity, I know exactly what kind of crime against humanity I'm gonna get. Yeah, it's gonna be something horrible. But first off, I know it's fiction, so I don't have to feel terrible like it's a true crime podcast.
Yeah, that's it. There's no guilt attached. They're all yeah.
Yeah, and there's gonna be something horrible. It's gonna be paced out the same, and I'm gonna fall asleep to it. I'm gonna wake up 3 episodes later, not know it's a different episode.
That's if it wasn't for the passage of time, you would have no idea. It could be the same. Yeah.
Yeah, if you fall
I
asleep,
feel the same way about the Lord of the Rings books in films too. I'm like, I don't know fucking which one.
I don't know. It's great. There's magic and
there's a
little
fucking
people.
ghoul. Yeah, this one's got the only difference is one has a sex offender and an Italian. The other just has a sex offender.
And the other one's SVU. Which one of them Lord of the Rings has a sex offender and the Italian in it?
Yeah, no, the guy with the
Lord of the Gold Pinky Ring.
the guy with the long beard.
Yeah, it's gonna start with Ice-T making a very tasteless pun about the crime that he's been assigned to investigate, and it's gonna end with what's his name being angry that the justice system didn't do the job it was supposed to.
Christopher Maloney.
Christopher Maloney.
Yeah.
Who you could tell, like, all these people are loaded because of that show.
Yeah, it is. It's a money factory for them. Like,
Yeah, but you could, like, when Christopher Maloney shows up in anything else, he's just playing a ridiculous character. You could tell he's like, let me do anything.
I get to be an actor
That's
now.
not an angry cop.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not angry cop stuff.
Yeah, and that's like that is what the one thing I actually do know about SVU is whatever, we're both in showbiz to some degree, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's first acting credit in New York
Yeah.
is SVU. Like because they're just always hiring someone.
Yeah.
You know, there's like 30 episodes a minute that are getting played, and they're always just like,
Yeah.
we need some guy to be a garbage man, and we need someone to just be a jogger in the park, or what, you know, like, it's always just like, it's not, but so I guess, like, they've given a lot of my friends work.
They're job creators.
Yeah, yeah.
They are
Thank you,
job
Mariska
creators.
Hargitay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, all I know is Mariska Hargitay's on the show, Christopher Maloney's on the show, Ice-T is on the show, and
The bald captain fella. The drunk guy.
I don't know those ones. But I've never watched it. But that's like really all I know about the show is, and that it's a spinoff. But people are obsessive about it, though. And I guess, like, without knowing anything about it, I will say the familiarity of something can be an easy thing to, like, enjoy on the road. It's like putting on The Office or something. It's the same kind of shit.
Yeah, but with a comedy, I'm going to be like, oh, I missed the joke.
Yeah.
What's the funny part? With this, I'm like, I'm glad I missed whatever that detail was.
Do you have a specific memory of any episode that you can that you
I've
thought is
seen
ridiculous?
so many, and no, I don't.
That should tell you why this is. It's like trying to remember a McDonald's hamburger
It
you had.
really, yeah, none of them
there's
stood out. I've been happy to have it when I've had it, but thank God nothing surprised me. I don't want a surprise.
Yeah, ain't trying to win the best, just trying to make the most. It's a real quantity over quality thing with these
Yeah,
guys.
just let me know that in 6 hours I'm going to wake up and it's still going to be SVU. Richard Belzer. Let's not forget Belzer was in it. Old comedian Richard Belzer.
Yeah, is he still alive?
I think so.
He's like an expert. Oh, I do actually. No, I've watched one episode, and it was Jeff Ross was a comic on it.
It's a stretch.
Yeah, and he just basically he gets murdered by another jealous comedian, which was or something like that. I think that was the episode where he died of a coke overdose. But I was like, just remember, like, I remember because he had a catchphrase, and I thought it was like unintentionally hilarious.
Yeah,
he would be like, "To the max."
Well, because there's a classic joke, and it's in there about, like, somebody dies at the comedy club and they're interviewing the people, and I think it was Seth Herzog was in the episode.
Oh, really?
and they're like, it's after a heinous murder in the comedy club, and they're interviewing him. Like, all right, so you were emceeing that night. He's like, yeah, but normally I feature. It's like, oh, that's such an inside baseball joke for comics that I'm like, I like it. I don't even know if is CSI in this world.
They're different franchises, right?
Two completely different franchises.
Do you watch either of them, Randall?
No.
Neither of them.
For the purpose of us, like, I'm gonna put CSI in this. Can I?
Sure. I mean, if you watch CSI, we got something to talk about.
Because the CSI Miami, like when it really was self-aware with David What's-His-Nuts taking the glasses off to the Who song, like that was always
What?
the red-haired main guy.
Yeah.
Oh, David Caruso?
Yeah,
Oh,
and every time
I really
you're
thought you were
like,
talking when you said
ooh,
when you
whatever,
said-
like an
when you said
Italian
that-
guy got shot in a deli. That's a spicy meatball. Yeah, Roger Daltrey, whoever's screaming.
I fucking when you said that David guy who takes his sunglasses off and made that noise, I was like, are you talking about David Lee Roth?
David Lee Roth in any capacity in this world, you gotta life
That would be
laws.
fun. Just to see him actually play. He wasn't. I did play an ambulance driver.
He was a paramedic.
Yeah, that's right.
He
yeah.
was a paramedic.
Yeah.
So I always made jokes about like, what if the last thing you're dying and then it's just David Lee Roth like zippity bop, life goes on without you. Like, I don't know.
How Stevie lies. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm trying
It's a
to
compound fracture. One break coming up. Sorry, I got a lot of these. Yeah, I don't remember any specific ones. I always thought Christopher Maloney seemed like a cool guy,
Okay.
like Elliot Stabler. Like he was gonna fly off the handle.
Is that his character's name?
Yeah. Elliot Stabler was his name. But it made you empathetic towards the police in a way, which is a weird thing, which we'll get to that later, how they address the idea of that.
Am I wrong? As I never watched the show, but is there not really a lot of, like, it kind of mostly focuses on them as an occupation and not a person, like the characters? Like, there's not a lot of, like, she's having problems at home, or
No, it did go into that.
Oh, it
then
did?
did
Okay.
go into their personal life. And that's when I'm like, well, this doesn't fit. You just solve the crimes.
Yeah. So, like, it does
It's
eventually.
New York City. There's a lot of crimes. That's what the intro tells us.
Yeah.
New York City, weird shit goes down. There's people
Dun, dun.
who are all about that weird shit. Sexy Victims Unit.
Sexy victims.
That's what it stands for, Sexy Victims
It's
Unit.
just like everyone's murdered in lingerie.
Damn.
Let me go slip into something a little more comfortable. Yeah,
have an
you do that,
incredibly
and I'll
sexy-
sharpen my knives.
We have an incredibly sexy victim, the corner of 92nd and Houston, wherever.
Or
Pick
just
whatever.
like a body, like, I'll tell you this.
Yeah,
She was murdered, but I'd kill that ass.
that sounds insensitive.
Yeah, it was. I bet you cops have said that.
We know what cops do. Well,
Apparently we don't.
Listen, I've learned a lot about the geography of New York through the show.
Okay, I like that.
I
That's
know
a
that
serviceable thing.
there's a Rikers Island
Yeah,
between that and
you fly over it when you go into LaGuardia, I think.
between that and the Jim Carroll song "People Who Died." That's how I've learned most terminology about New York.
I don't even know that song.
It's a great song.
Yeah?
Written by the guy who wrote Basketball Diaries.
Oh, okay.
It's about all the people you know who died and where. It's just different places around New York.
Jesus Christ, what a bummer.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a really upbeat song though.
Yeah.
So the show is just, it fills that gap, especially like it's one of the rare times you're like, oh, thank God there's commercials. Like thank God they're washing a duck with some dish soap, because they just talked about gang rape on regular TV.
And, yeah,
Like
at 2 in the
to the
afternoon.
point where like I'm starting to feel very gross that I'm watching this, and then thank God here's just a class action lawsuit about mesothelioma to pump the brakes a little bit.
Put a little more sunshine into your day.
Yeah, just give me a pause. I mean, I want to see what happens.
I mean, I guess really it's just like, it is filler. It's like anything else. Like, it's empty calories. It's fine. You don't need to get, like, glean anything from it outside of like, I got 3 hours before I have anything to do, and I don't want to think about anything, and I don't want it to be completely quiet in this room.
Yeah, I just want TV on. I don't want young Sheldon.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather take the Bible out of the drawer and smack myself in the nuts than watch that.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I'd rather become a sexy victim than watch it. I'd rather be investigated by SVU for what I've done to my own body than watch young Sheldon.
You sound like a perp defending themselves on SVU right now. It's not illegal to hit myself in the balls with a Bible, pig. Why don't you flatfoots beat it on down to somebody who actually needs your help? I'm going to go back to work in this sex club. It's underneath a Greek deli in Chinatown. I know. It's weird that they're here.
It's a sex club underneath a Greek deli in Chinatown.
Yeah, and that's not a euphemism for anything but what I want it to
They
be.
found him. His nuts were smashed by the King James Bible. It was a Greek town in Chinatown, a Greek deli but it was in
Chinatown. Johnny Joni should have had a few more homies. That's what I'll say about this streetwalker.
Somebody has to write those shows.
I know.
After this many, somebody has to go through the catalog and been like, well, has somebody been raped in this way yet? Click, 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 click.
Well, it just feels like if you're a writer creating those shows, like you're just going to be like, I guess I got to hold a mirror up to myself now and come up with something weird.
Like you throw your whole laptop away afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no. Yeah, that's a very good point. And also, there is I think there's like a Twitter account or an Instagram account of actors who have played corpses on the show and then been alive people in other episodes. Like they played the same actor playing different roles. It's like they're like, you were murdered in the fish market and on the Upper West Side or whatever, and then they'll just be like, yeah, I'm from Long Island.
Well, I think one of the prosecutors, Diane Neal, who plays Casey Novak, I think she was like one of the victims in one of the episodes.
Oh,
She's
really?
unrelated, and they just hired her back to be the lawyer. Like, I think
That's awesome.
they allow some of it. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be so funny. They were like, don't I know you? Didn't I solve your murder?
Yeah, I have. Oh, Ice-T's whole name in the show is Odafin Tutuola. Oh. Isn't that like one of the guys that tried to kill Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean?
I think so.
Odafin.
Well, we should have broke like 10 minutes ago.
Listen, we know this episode's not really going anywhere, so let's take a break.
We're going to take a break. This is No Accounting for Taste on the All Things Comedy Network. I almost said I'm Kyle Kinane. I'm Shane Torres, and that's Kyle Kinane. We'll be right back with a word after our sponsors. Black lights, they find semen. Fuck yeah. And we're back.
We're
Dun
back.
dun. It says the most infuriating Law and Order Special Victims Unit tropes. All right.
Yeah.
We got a list here. Episodes have annoying and ambiguous endings. I don't know if that's specific. Like,
Well, I think it's that they're like, that's sometimes how the justice system
that's
works.
like what it's serving. That
Yeah.
you actually get what you want. Text can zoom in. These are ranked. That's number one, right? That's like the most annoying thing.
It's on a website called Ranker, which is essentially just a clickbait website. So.
And then the third most annoying thing is that rape kits are tested immediately. Like, I really think they ought to reorder some of the. What would be annoying?
This whole article is upset that a TV show has to operate within a 42-minute runtime. And make the viewer happy.
Yeah. It's that same thing about like comedy documentaries or shows about comedy.
Yeah.
Aren't good. It's like, Nobody just does one open mic and gets past it. The comedy show is like, yeah, no shit. Nobody wants to watch an open mic.
Hey, this
like,
this TV
this fucking-
show isn't like real life.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. The characters make number 5 is the characters make obvious comments and awful witticisms. SVU boasts excellent acting performances and terrific plot twists. It also boasts plenty of unnecessary and cringeworthy issue lines Lieutenant Horatio Kane would wince at. And season 19, Send in the Clowns. Detective Rollins and Carsey, I guess, search for a missing young woman, eventually arriving at the apartment of a man last seen with her. There, detectives discovered the bloody, feathered boa the young lady wore the night before. Detective Carisi states, that looks like her boa, while Rollins adds, and that looks like blood. Thank you, Captain Office and Deputy Duh. That's all it said.
This whole article is just angry
sucks.
that it's a TV show.
No shit. Fuck
There's
this article.
constant sexual tension between Benson and Stabler. That's what keeps people watching, you fucking morons.
No shit. That's why Moonlighting was a hit.
It's mentally broken Ross and Rachel. That's what you get.
The best Finn Tutola quotes from Law & Order SVU season 18. Oh, good. They do it by season.
Yeah, many episodes revolve around spoiled rich kids. It's because they're easy to hate, so you don't care if they die. You care when sad people die.
Yeah.
This article bites. Ranker's a joke.
Yeah, some of the shits.
So, hey, how about this? How about 8 cool things you didn't know about Mariska Hargitay?
All right, let's hit it. Give it to me.
According to Dipley.com, I don't know. I mean, Charlene does the heavy lifting, so
Yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna
not-
be too mean about
this
it.
is not about her
She's
work.
on the longest running TV drama. I was wondering how long the show is. That the show's been on 21 seasons, according to this article that came out 2 years ago, and it's still going. Taylor Swift named her cat after her SVU character, and is a picture of a super fucked up cat. What?
God. Okay, we'll put that in the
I don't
episode.
think it's got any ears.
stuff.
Taylor donated. These are facts about Taylor. She met her husband on Law and Order.
She was on Law & Order?
Law and Order SVU.
Taylor Swift.
No. It's Mariska Hargitay.
Okay.
We're doing Mariska
Okay.
Hargitay
I was like,
facts.
what the fuck?
She found her man there. Her improv teacher was Kathy Griffin. I don't know if we call that a fun fact. Yeah, and that's why she's on a show about horrible murder. I knew this. Her mother was actress Jane Mansfield. If you didn't know that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which she died in a car accident. And then, Mariska was actually in the car that killed her mother, along with her 2 brothers who also survived. That's wild. We're calling these cool things? We're calling these cool facts? Dipley? She has 3 kids. Cool. A lot of people do that.
They're really scraping the... Man.
Yeah. Well, okay.
It's crazy that somebody writing content about this show
Yeah,
can't find
a
enough
lot.
interesting things to contribute to it.
But what a great place to be in this long-running show, and you're a celebrity, and you're making a living, but you really don't seem like people pester you like a celebrity.
Yeah.
You're incredibly successful in show
I
business.
just Googled her net worth.
It's got to be
What do you think it is?
80 grand. She's very generous. She gives a lot of charities.
Does she really?
I think so. I think she's a
All
good
right,
lady.
don't make stuff
she
up
seems
you
like a
don't
good
know.
lady.
It's the lead from SVU.
Yeah.
I don't know, 10 million.
Buddy.
Hundreds of millions.
$100 million is
Of
what it said.
course.
All right.
Jesus Christ. And these things are never accurate.
No.
They're always undershot.
No, those things. My parents' friends looked up, saw something about my net worth. Like, oh, Kyle looks like he's doing well. Like, yes, believe the internet. Please.
What
Please
did it say
believe
you were
it.
worth? 2 tacos and a dirt bike?
Yeah, but they were good tacos.
Oh, yeah.
She was
The
almost
kind you can eat when you're hungover. Yeah.
She was almost one of the Power Rangers. That's a cool fact.
I like that one.
She was almost a Power Ranger.
Yeah. I don't.
They cut her out of it. She filled in Power Rangers the movie. As a word. She often feels like a cop in real life. I don't know what that means.
She often feels like a cop in real life. I don't. What does that mean?
She's a dick?
Yeah.
She punches her spouse.
Says things like, I used to be able to take my kids to that park. What does that mean?
She's a huge
hates firefighters. Like, yeah.
She's a huge advocate of sexual assault survivors.
If
And
she wasn't,
I mean, yeah.
like that would be insane.
She started her own foundation called the Joyful Heart Foundation, and it's raised more than $33.5 million for survivors of sexual assault, domestic violence, and child abuse, and she's testified on Capitol Hill on behalf of these survivors. That's a good thing. These are good things.
Yeah, she's doing a lot with what.
Yeah, I'm more fascinated with Ice-T's turn of like, all right, you sang Cop Killer.
Yeah, body count, right?
Yeah, body count. You sang Cop Killer. And I like just a true player. It's like, you want me to play a cop for money? Yeah, I'll take your money. Like, I don't see the hypocrisy in it.
You don't?
I don't.
I guess.
Because if body count was playing, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I hope they play Cop Killer.
Yeah, of course they would. Right? They'd have to.
But then if, like, Benson and Stabler came out while he was singing it,
they just
like,
backed him
this?
on it?
Like, or we're just like, hey, Tutuola. Like, they just got in a character, and he's like, oh, it's my side gig, so I guess.
Do you think when he was cast in this role, there was any discussion about his former, I guess not his former position, but like, you know what I mean? Like the art he'd created, or they were like,
Well, Ice-T is the hustler,
yeah,
and he's gonna hustle. However, he's got to hustle.
I guess so.
And if somebody like, I think it's fascinating how gangster rappers have been able to just. Ice Cube was just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna make weird family movies.
Yeah, I saw Jay-Z stumped for Hillary Clinton during her presidential campaign.
Snoop is just
He
like,
didn't stump, but he was at a thing with it. Yeah, like
they've gotten to the point where like, I'm gonna do whatever I want, which is a gangster attitude.
Yeah, I'll take your money.
Of like, tell me what I can't do, and then watch me do it.
I guess
So
that's true, but
if she makes $100 million, that means everybody else is making maybe not that much, but somewhere in the ballpark of it.
fucking nice.
I just like when Ice-T still tries to, I remember like it was like the All-Star game or something in LA, like, just remember, young players, there's 180 different active gangs in Los Angeles today. So watch your mouth. Like, Ice. Are you really?
Are you still
got your ear to the streets?
Yeah, that's a little.
You think
like,
you're still rolling through Inglewood? People are
Yeah.
like, oh yeah.
They must be rolling their eyes at it a little bit. Yeah, if he says shit like that.
I do wonder about that. I do wonder about how he's taking that way. There was a moment where there's like Ice-T memes, because he would always just say, like, he would be the exposition of the show.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we found this kid dead in an alley, and he would come in with the knowledge of why that kid was dead, and they made a bunch of fake memes. Like, there's one here where it's Ice-T saying, it's big with the kids lately. They crack some eggs, fill them up with dirt, then force some poor kid to eat it on camera for views. They call it Chocolate Easter. Kids drugged, wakes
These
up.
are fake?
These are fake.
Okay.
These are what they're saying.
Please,
is fake.
God,
Yeah.
that's pretty good though.
But that's the thing. Like, he's always doing the exposition.
Yeah.
Like, here, kid's drugged, wakes up in a sauna. 5 guys shine lights in his eyes and tell him he's trapped on the sun. Lab found traces of cocaine and sourdough. They call it sweet chowder. It's a drug soup from Baltimore. When I did find those
These
few
are basically
years ago,
like Hard Times headlines.
they were, but when I found those, because it is his character, like, I got the street knowledge. Here's what's going on.
He's from a rough part
And
of the Bronx or whatever.
Yeah, kid was in deep on what they're calling ASMR. Starts out listening to a pretty girl help him sleep. 3 months later, he's got Russian vampire twins doing his makeup just to get a tingle.
Okay,
like, that's my wheelhouse. Comedically, that's my wheelhouse of, like, here's what it was, and now here's some ridiculous shit just to throw you. And people ran with it, and it's one of the few moments, like, the internet there's a lot of good on there.
Yeah.
But the thing that grabs you most is the shit that's bad. Mm-hmm. But I found this. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to watch this. I'm going to watch cats and dogs getting along with unconventional animal friends and these Law and Order memes. And I was like, maybe this is all I need today. I don't need to look at, like, the horrible shit on Reddit.
You just stay off.
I need to see, like,
the New York Times website
I just
for a
need
little
to see,
bit.
like, a pangolin and a Labrador be best friends, and these.
How many illegal animal episodes have there been a special victim?
There's been some good ones.
Yeah? You got a few?
Who had to go undercover as a drug dealer? One of them had to go undercover as a drug dealer. I think they made a... Was it a movie? Or, they all blend together because there's been so many.
Yeah.
But I think they fed a guy to a lion in one of them. And I think it was Stabler had to go undercover as like a drug dealer.
Like they found a foot at the Bronx Zoo.
Yeah, like a thug that wanted to buy illegally imported animals.
Awesome.
And it was always like, of course, it's a rapper that had jaguars, like which is funny. There was a show, not to be off topic, but we don't have a lot of meat on the bone for this episode. No. There was a Wes Van Horn and all these Alabama dudes that moved out to L.A. started a show in their parking garage called Yellowhammered. And there was like one of the neighbors, it was in a rough neighborhood, and one of the neighbors, I guess, was like a drug dealer or something, had a Jaguar car. And
in a bad neighborhood,
but he got arrested or had fled town, and it was stayed in the parking garage. But he also had a peacock. And the peacock basically just lived in the parking garage and sat on top of the Jaguar. Like the hood was caved in.
Oh, like that dog that kept going to the same place when its owner died every day?
Yeah, but this is not sad. And so they would do the show in the parking garage. They would put up a banner and have a mic. It was a bad day. It was gunshots. Nobody cares who's doing a comedy show.
Yeah.
But then this peacock would sit on top of it. There was just shit all over the Jaguar at this point. And people were like, a peacock. And the peacock would like come after
They're
people.
aggressive, man.
Yeah. But as far as like what happens to drug dealers when they go to jail, what happens to their stuff, that's what happens. The peacock just hangs out on top of their luxury vehicle and punks out people in the parking garage.
This is my guard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna fuck with my Jag. I left my peacock
of
on
all
top
the
of
weird things to have, like this is unique. This is a unique scenario.
It's not like the most aggressive drug dealer pet.
No.
Yeah.
No, which I like, but he's also still living in an apartment. Like you can't. What are you gonna keep? Like like what kind of big cat are you gonna keep in a 2-bedroom?
Yeah.
So you get a big bird. Bird.
Did you find some animal episode?
There is one called Wildlife, and it's like their animal rights episode. But there's no like listicle
of what it is.
Of everything.
Yeah. We should.
It's been on for how many years? So.
Write a hypothetical Law and Order episode for the Patreon.
Like a spec script?
Yeah, like a very short, broad stroke. Like
I have not written spec scripts for my own career.
Well, you'd still be doing that with this, because
I'm not gonna think.
You'd still be doing that.
I'm not gonna sit here and just daydream sex crimes.
Yeah, you are.
I wonder about the mental.
No,
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I wonder about the authors of the people who write these scripts. If afterwards they're like, I have a shrink. Yeah, and I have to talk about how I harnessed my imagination for profit in this way. Yeah. And I seriously have to question who I am by allowing Brian Cook would do erotic fan fiction.
Yeah.
And for the people that don't know, it was a show that you would write a horny story.
On an audience suggestion of like, you get a suggestion like the Muppets and you would make them have sex.
Muppets, and then they just fuck each other in weird ways.
Yeah.
And it was easy enough to write it like, and then Grover's blue fuzzy dick went into Miss Piggy's pork hole or whatever.
Yeah.
But I would do the show, and I would really be disgusted with myself.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't happy with especially if it was good. Like if it went well, because of how creative it was, and you're like, I don't like that I'm capable of this.
Yeah. You can really dig into some creepy
parts.
I
don't like that I'm all of a sudden realizing I got some like Jason Bourne's like untapped skill for profanity and how Mayor McCheese would fuck Grimace, like I don't like that I had that in me.
That's how it goes and like what they would say. Yeah, I get it. So yeah, there must be some writer. I also wonder, because I wonder how many writers have worked for the show and like who's put in the most. Like who are they like, we really got it's sweeps week, guys. We really need Jason Douglas to write us another, like the Lynx that fucked the Statue of Liberty or whatever.
And if they just come in just disheveled, like here you go. They just walk back out like, no notes.
There's got a few more gray hairs on.
Just, bigger and bigger bags under their eyes.
They say something. That was that idea, so I just went and lived it. Here you are.
Yeah, we don't need you to go full gonzo with these stories. Which is also probably a Law and Order that some guy like an author wrote a story that was horrible, but really just detailed his own crimes.
There's a lot of that.
Writers write about writing. That's what they do. Well,
we've really...
We don't have to
we
go...
We juiced this orange, I guess.
Yeah, we don't have to go too hard on this one.
Yeah. I think we're...
They glued pubic hair to his face and told him he was the Wolf Man.
Okay, we'll be right back after this word from Special Victims Unit. Welcome back to No Accounting for Taste, the only podcast who's done an episode on Law and Order SVU.
Are we back?
I guess.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Oh.
Did you find something?
Well, BuzzFeed did interview Ice-T about what it's like to work on Law and Order. And they asked him what the storyline that stuck with him most, and he said, there's a quote, "There was one episode where these guys were actually cutting their penises off, and there's a scene where me and Belzer, keep in mind, Ice-T and Richard Belzer...
Hanging out.
In a... 1988 me, who knew Richard Belzer from An Evening at the Improv and Ice-T from being gangster rapper Ice-T, and now you have to sit here and be like, they're both going to play police officers on basic cable. And you're like, man, the future's full of shit. Where me and Belzer are asking the guy, where did they do it? And he says, right there on the table. And we had our hands on the table, and we both snatched our hands off the table like, what the fuck are you talking about? And, of course, the episode where the professional football players were going and having gay sex without their wives knowing it, that was a pretty deep one.
I do. Like, this is pretty fun. We'll find something to do.
His favorite guest star has been Jerry Lewis.
You know what? Ice-T is an interesting person. I'm going to say, I'll walk away from the show saying that. Okay,
here we go.
You got more.
He doesn't keep up to date with all the memes made about him, but he does have a favorite. And here's the favorite. They're calling it soul drizzle. Somebody slips it into a kid's drink. Next day she wakes up at a Hot Topic covered. I guess is
that's his favorite one?
Yeah.
All right. That's my man. Okay. Well, this might be our best episode yet.
Well, listen, do we have calls on this one?
We have one call.
Let's go to one call.
We got a post
Before we go, I'm gonna also want to say, Ice-T has one piece of life advice, and it's if it's at all possible, get out of crime, because your days are numbered in low digits in the underworld. This is after he talks about hanging out with Jerry Lewis. And when you find a way out, you should definitely get out if you can. Nobody wants to sit the last days of their life in prison. Lady!
Dun dun.
Get it! Go to the calls.
Okay.
Hey guys, this is Jackie from New Jersey.
I'm an idiot.
Talking about SVU, first of all, I watched Shane's story and I heard him say that he's never seen it, and I think that is extremely weird. I think it's one of the best shows on TV. I know people like binge watch it for days and days. I can't do that because it's a little overwhelming sometimes and intense, but it's still a great show, and I think Shane should watch it because it's like very strange that he hasn't. And if we could just go back to the 7-Eleven stuff for a minute, I will also eat 7-Eleven taquitos until the day I die. I didn't get to call in about that, so I just wanted to make sure I mentioned it. Okay, bye guys.
It's my kind of girl.
That pairs.
7-Eleven and
someone who loves 7-Eleven taquitos and can't believe you haven't seen Law and Order.
Also, they're from New Jersey, so they're the kind of...
It does, and thank you for the call. But
yeah, I appreciate it, Jack.
That sounds like that sounds like the combo sentences where you're like, we're not gonna have a second date. But thank you for the call.
All right, let's just fucking run this ship aground because I don't think we're gonna dock it.
Listen. I was surprised when we were doing it as a topic because I didn't really know who
doesn't like
abjectly hates. Maybe like shamefully. Like I don't admit. Like I said, I've seen a bunch of them. Could not tell you a single.
It's a little guilty pleasure, and I don't think people are like objectively hating on this the way some other subjects we've had.
Yeah,
but I do. I like the empty calories approach for the positivity on this. It's just something to have on. Sometimes you don't want to be alone and you're quiet, and sometimes you don't want to watch comedy because it takes a little more listening. So I guess I'm just going to say it. Hey, man, it's there. It's fun enough.
You can dip in and out of it. It's like if you're doing chores around the house and you want to have something that's just going to be running, a TV show that you can dip in and be like, ooh, that's a saucy detail.
Yeah. That's all you need. It's like reading a part of a page of a shitty book.
Part of a page of a shitty book.
I don't know, man. I am still so hungover, and I've been. I honest to God, this whole episode, the hangover episode, I mustered all my energy, and we're in the fourth quarter now, and I fucking hate this show. And, I've been trying to like muster emotion. That's what the whole Rolling Stone article thing was like. Maybe you can motivate yourself through anger and get something funny out. No. I can't, and I should know better than that because that's all comedy is now is angry people. What am I babbling about? Dun. Thanks for listening to this. God damn it. Everyone, this has been No Accounting for Taste. I'm Shane Torres. That's Kyle Kinane. Our thanks to Charlene Connolly, producer, guest producer, Randall over here. At Carnival Studios. If you need any work done in Portland, come to Carnival, the only studio in Portland. I'm hanging on by a thread. This was not my best work today. I'm really sorry, guys. I'll do better next time. Let's not say I solved the case of why SVU is good. I'm hungover, and I'm kind of getting at this point where I don't have the energy.
Sometimes the perp gets away.
Yeah. You know when you see
and by perp, I mean purpose. Sometimes the purpose of the show gets away.
You know when you see a mom in a place and she's just worn down because she's got 4 wild kids running around, and she's just kind of like, I just need a break.
Yeah.
That's my energy right now.
Well, we knew what we planned. We did drunk last night. We did hungover episode today.
It was fucking brutal. SVU. It's over. No Accounting for Taste on the All Things Comedy Network.
Talking. It's the end of the thing.
I don't know. Does it end on that too? The show?